Recording. Hi, YouTube people. Welcome
Hello.
to episode 552 of Technorama. We're just getting started.
Just getting started.
Oh, Scott checked into the Desert Botanical Garden. They're probably going to go see the light show tonight.
Let's see. I'm podcasting Technorama, so I'm going to mark myself as safe.
Technorama. Oh, yeah, they went there because they would guess. Who cannot connect? Facebook?
I'm
All
not
right,
seeing
hold
it
on. I got to
Facebook.
check the Facebook setup.
All right, you got it.
Recording is going. So, edit. Output settings. Where'd it go? Oh, wait. Okay, I'll hit create. URL. Nope. All right, we are streaming. Sorry about that, YouTube people. We had a little technical issue. For whatever reason, the RTMP link for Facebook went away.
It went away.
I had it all set up. I don't know what. I
think
generated it
Mark
like a
Zuckerberg
couple
screwed
hours
with it.
ago. Just went away. So, welcome
Mark
to the pre-show.
Zuckerberg did it on purpose.
I swear, I tell you, the podcast gods are against me this week. But hey, watch closely. Craig's mouth now moves in sync with his audio.
La, 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 la. See?
Is that much better? All right, let's do a quick share on this thing.
I don't know.
Make
I don't
sure
know if we consider that better, but
That was my accomplishment for this week, and I'm sticking to it. All right, but let's do a share as me on Facebook. Share now.
I got my Dog Days of Advent in.
I got mine in too. And we have another
started-
mangled song for you tonight, and a Christmas song. This one is
I had a
suggested
little bit
by
of-
Crazy Joe.
Well, Advent actually starts today, so I started today. But I'm going to try and finish out. I'll go through.
If you had an
Christmas.
advent calendar with 25 days on it, would you have left yesterday closed? No, Advent doesn't start until the 2nd, so I'm not going to open that first door.
Hey, I'm just telling you. I looked it up.
I know Advent the Christian season of Advent starts today. It's the first Sunday of Advent. I did the audio. I had to label 5 CDs. Right? I know what
Right.
week it is.
Right.
All right, we got some viewers. Hello, viewers. We're going to get started.
All right, so let me.
We can't tell who you are unless you say something hi. Say hi in the chat.
Organize my screen so I can see. I wish I could just pull up the chat.
I do too.
And I don't need the video and everything.
Oh,
kinda-
well, that would be nice too. Weber Baker is on. Mike Robeson says hello.
Mike Robinson.
He says, "Yay, made it! Excellent, thank you, thank you." Well, I say we get started with this craziness. I'm just happy. I feel like Craig is finally.
I'm here.
Like we had, yeah. This is the closest we've ever had Craig without actually
Hey.
being in studio to be in.
Here, Chuck. Here, Chuck. Bring it in. Let me hug.
We aligned the Heisenberg compensators.
That's right.
The tachyon particles were out of phase. Now that we've got them, we got those little snake creatures that go back in time and eat souls. I'm sorry, that was another TNG reference. We'll save that for the other podcast. But the cool thing is we could also do this as video for The Topic is Trek, because you, me, and Clinton could get on Discord.
Do you really want video?
I don't
On
think
that,
so.
maybe
I don't think we need it.
second.
That means somebody would have to gather up pictures of everything we talk about. 82
Yeah.
minutes. You guys talked for 82 minutes on that last show without me. Holy
Clinton's
cat
retired.
food.
He's got time. He's got time to burn.
Yeah, but do our listeners have time to burn?
Hey, you can break it up. I know it was a little long. Okay, yeah. Actually, we had a lot of toys. What was funny was we were going to talk about Star Trek toys,
Yeah.
and I thought, okay, I'll do my diligence. I pulled out 3, 4, 5. I was going to pull maybe an 8, and I looked at the show notes. Clinton had like 30. I was like, what am I?
Toys or Christmas ornaments or what?
Links to toys. We were talking about
links
Star
to
Trek toys.
Yeah,
So I
he's
was like-
retired. He has nothing better to do.
I know. Well, he had 30 or so on there. I was like, okay, I just give up because the ones I was finding were he already had a list. So the biggest one, or the biggest contribution I had was the Thomas Riker action figure.
All right.
He had the different color uniform.
Let's begin. My Mac Mini is breathing a sigh of relief finally because it doesn't have to do Skype and remote desktop presenter.
I wonder how the resources are with Discord on your Mac.
It's running on the iMac Pro. It's maybe what 15-20% CPU utilized.
Okay.
Well, you
sound pretty good on this end.
This thing is just crushing it.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But 17%. Ooh. All right. And it's driving all the cameras too, several of which are now HD. And I reclaimed a USB adapter and an HD camera from all this too. So by putting Craig on the same machine, it's a little more convoluted in one respect, but less convoluted in the other. So he sees exactly, we don't have two cameras anymore, one for him and one for the rest of the world. It's like, if I hold something up like this, you see it, I see it, it's in line, everything works. And we call for a pizza.
The phone works.
The modem is still. We got to work on bandwidth though. The modem isn't working. We took care of the bandwidth. So heavy investment in this hobby of ours, but what hobby isn't? All right, let us begin, shall we? The audio level is checked, and here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Technorama episode 552. Unringing the Bell.
Good morning, folks. This is your captain speaking.
Technorama.
Remember when?
Technorama.
On this day in tech history.
Tech.
And now, the news.
Tech.
What the chuck?
Technorama.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
I just ingested a science experiment and I don't feel so good. I need an antidote.
Over there, in the media corner.
Technorama.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Unfasten your seatbelts and disregard all safety rules. Here are your flight crew, Chuck and Craig.
Syrup of Technorama? That'll make anyone throw up.
I was thinking, wow, that's pretty convenient. He's got an antidote right over there in the meeting corner.
Welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. If this is your first time visiting us, thank you very much. Hey, welcome. We appreciate it very, very much. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. We also appreciate you greatly for coming back and giving us your time. My name is Chuck Tomasi. I am here in sunny Phoenix, Arizona as as Christmas approaches and winter sets in. And joining me from far, far across the country on the right-hand coast is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing great. I'm getting in the Christmas mood. We've been decorating. Oh, wait. Let's usher in the Christmas season. Hey, Google. Turn on the leg lamp. There you go. How you like that? There we go.
The bar's been raised on this show.
That's right.
It's going to get so hot it burns the pizza box.
I know. I'll be talking and there'll be fire behind me in a minute.
Nice warm roaring fire for the holidays.
Yeah. You know, speaking of warm, it's funny. The weather we're on that roller coaster right now. Today I had to put on shorts and a t-shirt. You know, the last time you saw me, I was trying to stay warm.
Yeah.
I was huddling by my computer, trying to warm my hands, but today I don't need all that.
The stockings were hung by the computer with care in hopes that St. Nicholas would fill them with Airbnb.
I don't know if you can tell from the video. If you're not watching the video, I apologize, but I've got a leg lamp, and then right beside it, I got a smaller leg lamp.
Oh, yeah.
That's
a very tiny one.
I was like, I'm not going to leave this one out. I'll put it in there too.
Well, hopefully they're from two different people.
Yeah, right.
Somewhere there's a lot of ladies walking around with one leg. All right, we have feedback from last week's question.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shred in the cooler. Yep.
Pink.
Another paper cut.
Oh boy!
Bong bong.
Seems like that little solo right there.
Boom. That's right.
I just like to think there's a guy that went to Juilliard and that was his highlight of his career. That little piano solo at the end there.
On a podcast no one listens to.
Yeah. Poor guy. Poor sucker.
Our question last week was, what is your favorite piece of music from a video game? And we had many replies, most of which I don't have any base of reference because I don't play many of these games, but I know of the games. Tiffany Junebug Van Boxtel says anything Skyrim, beautiful and epic, and she included the Elder Scrolls from the full soundtrack. It's like 3 hours, 38 minutes.
Whoa.
So if you want to listen to the whole Skyrim soundtrack, it's wonderful. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Diane Mackey.
Did you listen to some of it?
I did. I went through those people who included a soundtrack or a song. I did listen to them. And interesting. You know, the composition in modern video games is really top notch. I mean, they hire orchestras and...
Yeah, it's as good as a movie.
It's not the old 8-bit stuff that we're used to.
Hey, don't knock those.
I'm not knocking that. It's classic stuff, and that has sentimental value for many people, present company included, even though I didn't play a whole lot of Mario. Let's see. Diane Mackey Ilikainen says, I like the Bugdom soundtrack for all levels. Justin Deal says, This Is What You Are by Keith Power off of Warfare, track 1 of the full album, and I listened to some of that too.
Warframe.
Thank you. Sean Brockman says, Jonathan Colton, GLaDOS. I didn't know Jonathan Colton made it into a video game, but there might be a reference in there that I'm missing. Do you know of anything?
I'm not familiar with that either. I know Jonathan Colton, and I know what GLaDOS is.
He should have All We Want to Do Is Eat Your Brains in a video game.
Walking Dead.
Right.
Video game.
Joel McLaughlin puts in the Wing Commander soundtrack. That one sounded a little dated. Based on the graphics and the sound, I'm guessing this was more of a 90s thing. It wasn't quite 8-bit. It was more like 16-bit music. It was very
a little more produced.
Yeah, very synth heavy.
Yeah, Wing Commander. That's the one. Mark Hamill eventually was in that series, the video game series.
Oh my goodness. Okay. JT Shea
it was
says
actually fun. It was
Diamond
fun to play.
City Radio from Fallout 4 as a whole, but Joko Still Alive from Portal if I had to pick a single piece. Jack Mangan says the original NES Castlevania music. If it's NES, it's got to be good. Unforgotten Halo 2 from Jeremy Olkey. Never forget Halo 3. Charlotte Riddle Kennedy, one of our dog days of podcasting participants, content creators, where I was going, but Borderlands Ain't No Rest for the Wicked. Terry Mixon says the God of War PlayStation 4 soundtrack. Didn't we just have God of War up here somewhere? Nope, not yet. Okay. Jonathan Strickland, whom we can always count on for some
Jonathan Strickland?
That Jonathan Strickland from Tech Stuff and many other things. The Quizster himself. I think my favorite is the Elder Scrolls theme and its various incarnations. Skyrim is particularly good, but I like it all. I like all of them. As for a moment in a video game that used music to great effect, I remember being shocked in Red Dead Redemption when, upon entering Mexico, a song with lyrics began to play. It was so different from everything else in the game that it genuinely surprised me in a good way.
Wow.
Phil Rossi says Dead Space and Mass Effect soundtracks are great. I'm just surprised these people are still friends with me on Facebook. I haven't talked to some of these people in a long time. Like, okay.
Maybe it's a wake-up call for them.
Like, hey, it's something I care about. Yeah. It's not a political conversation.
That's right.
Derek Coward put in Aerith's theme, piano version, John Miller Jr., the entire soundtrack from Mega Man X Super NES Edition. I think the composers did a fantastic job. I still listen to it to this day. Mark Letha, my old high school friend, says, ooey and hoo, hopla. That's from a game called Bagman. I don't think there was actually any music. Those were just phrases he said as he was running through the mines.
Yeah.
He would lift himself up into the rafters and go, "Wee," and he'd dump himself into the mining cart and go, "Hey, hoopla." Every once in a while, Mark and I'll just say that. See, whoever's going to forget this thing first, probably nobody. T. Morris, of course, says the score of Destiny is amazing.
Score of Destiny.
No. I thought he was playing Destiny 2. Isn't that what Happy Hour from the Tower is all about? Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't it? Yeah, I think it's just talking about the Destiny and the score from Destiny.
And Ben O'Haver, former karate coach of mine, who's now out in Spokane, says, old Mega Man games, so many different songs and themes, yet all are great to listen to. Thank you very much.
And the Grammy for favorite piece of music in a video game goes to?
We're reading off all of these. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, very much. We will have another question of the week at the end of this show and post that to Facebook and see what we get. We do have a question at the end of the show, right, Craig?
Sure, we do.
You're the question master.
I got it.
I am merely the facilitator. All right, let's move into the history thing. We don't need to roll any dice. I'm first.
Okay. Well, that saves us some time.
On this day in history for December 5th, 2018, this is the 339th day in the Gregorian calendar. There are 26 days remaining. Oh my gosh, we're in December.
Do your Christmas shopping now.
No kidding. It was on this date in 1492 that Christopher Columbus becomes the first European to set foot on the island of Hispaniola, now Haiti and the Dominican Republic.
How convenient it was, Hispaniola. December 5th, 1766, in London, auctioneer James Christie holds his first sale. Can you figure out what he's famous for?
Would anybody like to buy this book? I have a book for sale. Going once,
Paper.
Going twice.
Paper. Yeah. Right.
It's not very old yet. It's only 1766. Wait a couple hundred years. This book will be worth something. All right. It was December 5th, 1848. In a message to the United States Congress, U.S. President James K. Polk confirms that large amounts of gold had been discovered in California.
Guess what set off after that?
The San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah. Actually, the country tilted on one side.
We about to build a train.
And it was 85 years ago today that the 21st Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified.
Let's all raise a glass to that one.
Yay.
All right. It was on this date in 1958 that the Preston Bypass, the UK's first stretch of motorway, opens to traffic for the first time. Of course, now it's part of the M6 and M55 motorways.
I was trying to figure out if there's a reason why they have M and we use like I for
M
interstate.
for motorway.
Okay. That same date in 1958, subscriber trunk dialing, STD, don't get your STDs,
right,
is inaugurated in the United Kingdom, by Queen Elizabeth II when she speaks to the Lord Provost in a call from Bristol to Edinburgh.
Hello, I've got an STD.
I'm sorry, wrong number.
My husband and I would like to say hello.
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Why, yes, I do. Also today, in 1964, Lloyd J. Old discovered the first linkage between the major histocompatibility complex, or MHC, and disease, mouse leukemia, opening the way for the recognition of the importance of the MHC in the immune response.
It was also on this date in 2014 that Exploration Flight Test 1, the first test flight of Orion, is launched.
Yay! Happy birthday goes out on this date, too. American zoologist, ornithologist, entomologist, and ethnographer Clinton Hart Merriam is born on this date in 1855.
And Arnold Sommerfeld, German physicist and academic, is born on this date in 1868.
American pilot and businessman founded the Cessna Aircraft Corporation. Clyde Vernon Cessna was born 139 years ago today.
And Carl Ferdinand Corey was born, Czech American biochemist and pharmacologist, Nobel Prize laureate, was born on this date in 1896.
American animator, director, producer, and screenwriter, co-founded the Walt Disney Company. That's right. The Walt Disney was born 117 years ago today.
Wow.
And that's where Ben and Keith are. They're at Walt Disney World.
Celebrating, I guess. German physicist and academic, Nobel Prize laureate, Werner Heisenberg, was born on this date in 1901.
Weren't we just saying...
I know.
We were talking about the Heisenberg compensators before this song.
I was about to say, guess what he's famous for?
Oh, the Heisenberg uncertainty principle? That's right.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not certain he was born on that date.
Yeah, we're not really sure, but it could happen.
English-Italian physicist and academic Nobel Prize laureate C.F. Powell was born 115 years ago today.
And Giuseppe Accolini.
Accolini. We have somebody
Accolini.
at work named Accolini.
Okay. The Italian-French physicist and academic was born 111 years ago today.
11D1?
Wait, he's not a Nobel Prize laureate like the rest of them?
He was 11D1 years ago.
71 years, yes, right.
Is he still alive? I don't think so. At 11D1? Probably not.
No, probably not.
Born December 5th, 1916, Polish-American virologist and immunologist created the world's first effective live polio vaccine, Hillary Kaprowski.
Wasn't she on Saved by the Bell?
No.
Never mind. Also turning 86 today is American physicist and academic Nobel Prize laureate. See another one.
Yeah.
Sheldon Lee Glasgow.
Sheldon
Sheldon Lee Glasgow.
American singer-songwriter and pianist actor Little Richard is 86.
And also born on this same date in 1963, American TV and radio host Dr. Dre.
He's on my shirt. This one right here.
Is he?
Dr.
Yeah,
Dre.
he sure
It's
is.
all the doctors.
Oh, right. Okay. Of course.
We got Dr. Tam. We got Dr. 11. We got
I don't see my personal
Dr.
doctor over here.
Octavius. We got Dr. 9. We got Dr. McCoy. Anyway, on with this.
Yeah.
Actress Amy Acker is 42 today. Listener
She knows
birthdays
everything.
include Super Moon Man on the 6th. The 7th is Peter, a.k.a. Zipster from Zip & Co. podcast. The 8th is Dan D. Man. Also on the 8th is Gideon. And on the 9th is Steve Kite. Happy birthday to all of you if it happens to be your birthday. Good luck to you. December, that's the way it was on this day in history. December 5th, 2018. I wasn't listening to the music, otherwise I would have played
You
better.
think we'd have this figured out by now?
This is all random. It could be 7 birthdays and 15 events. It could be the other way around. We don't know. I pick them the day before. It's not timed. You're not paying for the production value here.
That's true.
All right, we have news. We could really use one like good confusing news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Uh-oh, I don't like the sound of that.
I love the tone of that one because you can tell it's really early before they develop the character voices entirely.
Yeah.
Good news, everyone.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. We take this one? You want to take it?
Go ahead, take this one.
So nobody knows why the earth just rang like a bell.
He could play a guitar just like a ringing a bell. He could play the earth just like a ringing a bell. Go, go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There was a big guy with a hammer, and he went, boom.
Thor?
So seismic sensors first picked up an event originating near the island between Madagascar and Africa. Then alarm bells started ringing as far away as Chile and New Zealand and Canada. Hawaii, almost exactly on the other side of the planet, also picked up the event, quotes. Nobody knows what it was. Meteorite, submarine volcano, a nuclear test. I'm sorry, just seeing submarine volcano together made this weird vision in my head of a
No.
a submarine.
It's a volcano underwater.
I understand. So I don't think I've seen anything like it, National Geographic reports. Columbia University seismologist Goran Ekstrom was saying. It doesn't mean that in the end the cause of them is that exotic. At the center of the mystery is a tiny island of Mayotte. I guess that's right. Positioned about halfway between Africa and Madagascar, has been the subject of a swarm of earthquakes since May. Most have been minor, but the biggest on May 8th was the largest the island's recorded in history, topping a magnitude of 5.8.
Hey.
Wow. But the earthquake swarm had been in decline before the mysterious ringing was detected earlier this month. Ekstrom. It's probably like a dirty cousin to Thor. Just kidding. Ekstrom.
Everyone's got an Uncle Ekstrom in their family.
Yeah, who specializes in unusual earthquakes. Wait a minute. He specializes in unusual earthquakes?
Sure, why not? Everybody's got to have a hobby.
Okay. What's the difference between an unusual
What does he have to tell us?
Yeah, so he points out how much about the November 11th was weird.
Okay.
Weird. It was as though the planet rang like a bell, maintaining a low-frequency monotone as it spread.
Oh, kind of like Stephen Wright.
Yeah. The earthquakes, by their very nature, usually register as a short, sharp crack. As tensions in the Earth crust suddenly release, pulses of clearly identifiable seismic waves radiate outward from where the slippage occurs. The first signal is called a primary wave, high-frequency compression waves that radiate in bunches. Then comes a secondary wave. These high-frequency waves tend to wiggle more.
S waves, yeah.
Yeah, so while only then comes the surface waves, these slow, deep rumbles tend to linger and can circle the Earth several times.
Cool.
Yeah. So the November 11th event is notable, and there was no primary or secondary waves detected.
What?
Yeah. So somebody slipped on the job there.
Huh. Interesting. Well, the good thing we have a specialist in those interesting, strange things.
I just don't want it to look like Praxis, where it's like a chunk of the planet left, after a big explosion.
No, Craig, no, you don't want that to happen to Earth. No, that's not what you want.
Yeah, no.
No, when 80% of the planet is blown away, not good.
Yeah.
You, even if you're on the side that survives, not good.
No. Actually, you may not want to be on that side, to be honest with you.
Well, that's the... Hey, now that I think about it, wouldn't physics, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction? If most of the planet blew off in a certain direction, wouldn't that force the remaining chunk to be gone in the other direction? Why did the map show that this is what's left? It's like...
I don't know.
It was
I just
still
remember
in the same place in the orbit happily, this scrap of planet. Or
I just remember watching the
moon.
beginning of that movie, and you see poof, out of nowhere.
Right.
Like you have the calm music, and then poof, and then a little while later they show it on the view screen, and it looks like an iceberg sitting in the water.
Right.
It's just kind of floating there, and then you see some Klingons. Oh, we need help! And then, anyway, I'm thinking, wow, there's somebody actually alive on that.
Right after all of that. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we've just delved into the world of the topic is Trek again.
And then Picard,
on this show, the topic is not Trek.
Yeah. Right.
Take that, Clinton. We're saving up for next week's show or whenever we're doing another show. All right, next article is about CIMON. This is a new robot that's on the ISS, and in its video debut, it apparently threw a tantrum. In terms
By the way,
of,
it looks like, I still think it looks like an iMac floating around.
It does kind of have that creepy Mac moniker
the old
going
Mac
with it.
No color. What they call them?
The Mac smiley face.
The little shell, the purple, the colored one. So anyway,
yeah, only he didn't get a color upgrade. In terms of glitchy behavior, we're not quite at HAL 9000 levels just quite yet. But during the debut demonstration of the International Space Station's new AI-powered robot, CIMON, or it looks more like it says, come on. The free-floating device displayed some rather questionable behavior. CIMON, short for Crew Interactive Mobile Companion, there we go again with the NASA acronyms again, is the first interactive flight companion to take part in an ISS mission. I think they ought to talk to Doctor Who. He had better companions. The $6 million... The $6 million basketball-sized robot was built by Airbus under a contract awarded by the German Aerospace Center, DLR. The purpose of the project is to see if an artificially intelligent bot can improve crew efficiency and morale during longer missions, including possible mission to Mars. Why do I have a creepy sci-fi movie in the back of my head where a guy's going through space with nothing but his robot to talk to? CIMON
seen it a million times.
Has no arms, or is it CIMON? It's hard to tell from this acronym.
I think it's CIMON.
Simon? Simon? We'll go with
Yeah.
Simon. He has no arms or legs. He's just got some AI-powered smarts and a natural language user interface. The 3D printed bot has 12 internal fans, which allow him to move in multiple directions. That's getting creepier. While floating in a microgravity conditions of space. The bot can display instructions on its screen, capture video, play music, and even search for objects. CIMON was delivered to the ISS in late June, and we were finally able to see this bot in action thanks to a new video from the ESA, European Space Agency. The video shows CIMON's first interaction aboard the ISS, and let's just say he's still rough around the edges. Things go smoothly at first, and as the German astronaut Alexander Gerst with NASA astronaut Serena Onion. That's not Cajun for onion.
Yeah.
Onion Chancellor looking on asks CIMON some basic questions. CIMON capably tells Gerst his name and where he's from, while also demonstrating his ability to tilt his smirking robot face. Sounds like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. After helping out with the scientific procedure, CIMON plays Gerst's favorite song on request, Kraftwerk's Man Machine. Very nice choice. But then around the 408 mark of the video, CIMON starts to act a bit squirrely. Beyond this point, the demonstration looks like a scene taken.
He starts ripping wires out and tearing up the. Yeah.
Right.
No.
After that, the demonstration looks more like a scene taken from 2001: A Space Odyssey, with CIMON playing the part of HAL 9000 and Gerst as David Bowman. Unwilling to move past music mode, CIMON accuses Gerst of not being nice. I'm sorry, Alexander, you're not being nice. I'm going to have to open the pod bay doors on you. He asked him to stop being so mean. The shared glance between Gerst and Onion Chancellor at this point, at the 6:04 mark, is absolutely priceless. Acting like a 3-year-old, CIMON asks, "Don't you like it here with me?" Ooh, that's getting creepy! And promptly starts to sink toward the deck and then asks the crew when it's time for lunch. Okay, not the smoothest debut. Despite CIMON's erratic behavior and wonky drifting, however, Gerst complimented the robot's ability to float motionless in the cabin. It's still early days of the project, but CIMON is providing some comic relief at the very least. As long as you don't have access to the control room. Indeed, at this part of the mission, CIMON is supposed to keep the crew's morale high. So, in this sense, he's already succeeded through his unexpected shenanigans.
You know, Mike Robinson in the chat room, he said, it looks like Castaway in Space. They should have named him Wilson.
Wilson! That would have been a better name. You're right. It does kind of look like a soccer ball floating around. Put some palm.
Like a blood ham.
Yeah,
blood ham.
Yeah. And you know, some palm fronds on his head.
Did you watch the video?
I did not get a chance to watch the video all the way through.
It's the only problem I have, well, aside from acting quirky, because it was starting to get a little 2001-ish there.
Yeah.
What was cool was they asked him to turn, and you could hear little fans, psst, psst, turn.
Yeah. And
he would orient himself. He turned himself away 90 degrees, then he'd turn himself back, to face. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Well, that's kind of neat. I wouldn't have. I don't know. Obviously, I wouldn't have anything to do with designing this, but it makes sense to be able to have it orient itself in space there.
It's going to be like a cat, though. You're going to wake up in your floating sleeping bag in the ISS, and here's this creepy robot right in front of your face.
Yeah.
Good morning.
That's right. Well, here's the big thing. I was watching it, and when you use, like, I know you use Alexa or I use Google Home. But
you can't say that word on the podcast or it'll trigger other people's stuff.
Google Home?
No, the other word.
The Alexa?
Order a pizza!
Yeah. So the problem is when you talk to those, even though they get information to you pretty quick, I think if you're actually trying to work with something like this, it has to be conversational almost to be effective. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Like quick enough to be... Just like if you and I were talking and having a conversation like we normally don't. But I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
We've had conversations with each other even when we're not even connected electronically. Go back to some of those old podcasts where you were recording and I was recording and the Skype connection went dead and we were still having a conversation.
We're still having the same thing. We both were having a different conversation or the same conversation. disconnected.
We've become one unified consciousness on this podcast. Trust me, folks.
Right.
This happens all the time because we work together as well. And when we do our webinar, it's some of the same shenanigans, and people are just kind of going, what do these two have to drink?
Oh yeah. But anyway, I thought CIMON was cool, but it's a little slow.
Is it slow?
Well, he was told her to play Kraft. Actually, it was funny. He said, do you want me to play your favorite song, Kraftwerk? And I was like, whoa. Did he just say Kraftwerk? And then sure enough, you start hearing it. But he was trying to tell it to stop, and it wouldn't stop the music. It continued to talk to him as it played music, so it wasn't able to take more voice commands, and that's where it kind of went sideways.
Buffer overrun, error 6001.
Divide by zero.
Donna puts up the rotating graphic of Rosie the robot.
Right.
I love it. Oh, you know what? We forgot to announce Donna is part of the team, so she gets her own special sound effect for that.
Oh, is that Donna's sound effect?
Our super video engineer. Yes.
Okay. Is that because you're throwing her a coin?
Alrighty. Are we ready to go on the next story?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's your turn.
And this does make obvious sense to me, but be warned. Customer service agents can see what you're typing in real time. You know, those little support chats that pop up.
Are you sure?
Probably. I mean, it makes sense. You know, you're typing and they get sometimes they get the notification that you're actually typing. You see the
right, like the little dancing dots
or something.
Right.
Yeah. But I would imagine that they would be able to see it too. So next time you're chatting with a customer service agent online, be warned that the person on the other side of the conversation might see what you're typing in real time. A reader sent us the following transcript from a conversation which he had with a mattress company. Okay, he's chatting with a mattress company. After the agent responded to a message he hadn't sent.
No, that makes sense. So, I mean, chatting with a mattress company, you take something like Sleep Number. They're sophisticated devices, and you might have technical questions.
Yeah, but the support guy answered a question he never did send. Apparently, he typed it and then maybe removed it.
Okay.
So it says, "Can you see the messages I'm typing before I send them? We get a preview, smiley face. Is there anything else I can help you with at all? I'm really glad you found the bolts, smiley face. That doesn't seem right to me. Creepy at least. Give us a little bit extra time to look up the information, smiley face. Can I help you with anything else?" It's really trying to avoid that question. Something similar recently happened to Daily's Tom Sakura.
Scotia, I guess.
Scotia. He got a detailed answer from an agent 1 second after he hit send.
Whoa.
And I have had that happen where as soon as I type it, I'm like, wow, that was quick. Googling led Scotia to a live chat service that offers the feature it calls RealTime Typing View. It allows agents to have their answers prepared before the customer submits his questions. Another live chat service lists McDonald's, IKEA, and PayPal as its customers, calls the same feature Message Sneak Peek, saying
I know most of the... keep going.
Allows you to see what the visitor is typing in before they hit send. I don't really see this as creepy. I mean,
I can see the value in it as a software feature, but I don't think too many people are using it, because when I'm on a live chat, it seems like they type a question, is the switch on or off? And I'll say, looks like it's in the on position. And then I wait for lots of time, in an ordinary 60 seconds or more, for a response to come back. Now, I suspect they may be doing multiple chats at the same time, and I have to address the other customers. But no, I'm not getting this 1 second response ever.
Well, he's just saying that he got a 1 second response. Yeah. Because they were preparing their answer as he was typing it. So they go on to the article and talk about on the upside, you get fast answers. Sure. Or can get fast answers. On the downside, your thought process is being unknowingly observed. So you don't want to sit there and go, "You son of a, I can't believe you're, typing. Don't type all that."
No, most of what you're going to see is bad typing skills.
Yeah, and lots of times I've typed out a question and then decided to rephrase it or something, and I'll remove it and do it over. But still, I don't. I mean, one, you're knowingly chatting with these people. It's not like some random chat room or something, on the internet.
Yep.
Support, and so I don't really have a problem with it. Just be aware that could be happening.
Yes. Type in an external editor, then paste. Like we do with our code.
I've done that before. How many times have you typed out an URL to something and checked it, cut and pasted it into your browser before you actually sent it?
Yeah, you want to validate that it's right.
I do that all the time. I've done that. I'd still do that all the time.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've been at this for over half an hour already, believe it or not. So
maybe we'll skip a story or 6.
No, we only have a couple left. And we still have our song masher to do.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Song mashers, word scrambler, whatever we're calling it, right?
All right, here we go. Quick break. We'll be right back. We've got Hacks and Strange Stories. We've got a number win. Numbers shout out. And we will be right back. Stick with us.
Hi, I'm Lisa, the host of Nerdy Buttons.
And hi, I'm Tech, Betty's regular guest.
Antagonist. Our podcast is like a call-in show where geeks get to debate topics about speculative fiction.
You don't really debate.
No, we do. We debate topics such as Blaine's superpowers, the best villains, and our favorite apocalypses.
More like rant, rage, and then the massive
People call in from all over the world, sometimes minor celebrities, and we've even had some supervillains show up.
Do you ever notice that you never have any superheroes or good guys? Compared to what?
Antagonist, not the biggest. Nerdy Bites, nimlast.org.
Hi, this is Aaron Gray, and you're listening to Technorama with Chuck and Craig.
That Aaron Gray ID made me think of something when she said Aaron Gray. Like, T, Aaron Gray, hot.
Agreed.
What do you think would come out of the replicator at that point?
Yeah. Moving right along.
Moving right along to the Hacks and Strange Stories, or as some people say, Hacks and Strange Stories. We have an article from Geekology. This is a miniature functional Lego concert grand piano. That's right, for your very own. We have this video demonstration of the 2,800-piece Lego concert grand piano built by Lego Lego lover and music teacher Sleepy Cow.
Hey, I'm sorry. I was actually looking at the link for the next article, and I was like, that is not what we're talking about here.
Did you skip ahead this time instead of me?
I must have. I had the link open. I was like, all right, I'm ready. I went,
ready.
What is he talking about? He must be looking at an ad.
Just looking to garner some more support on the Lego Ideas website. The build includes a removable keyboard with 25 independent working keys. Each key connects to its own hammer, working damper, and pedal functions. Realistic piano lid, which can be open either half stick or full stick. I didn't know that was the actual term, but it's been a long time since I had anything to do with pianos.
Yes.
Realistic fall board and soft close and locking pins, removable music stand, and height adjustable piano bench. The piano is functional. Pushing the keys does cause the hammers to strike. Also operable player piano style with a Lego Power Functions motor. Although it doesn't actually make any noise since its strings are made of that nylon Lego twine and not actual piano string. Still, it's a very impressive set, and I would be tempted to build it if it does make it to production. Of course, whether to be able to assemble it correctly remains to be seen.
I would totally put like something in there with a little speaker so it sounds like it'll freak people out, especially at first.
Yeah.
Well, that thing's playing music.
Throw in some Scott Joplin or something. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm kind of old school when it comes to Legos.
Mm-hmm. Are you just like stepping on them?
Well, to build something like this requires very specialized pieces that were manufactured for this build.
Yeah, okay.
I tend to think of, impressive Lego builds as things you make with the standard 1x1, 4x4, 6x6, or the standard bricks.
I'm kind of with you, but I don't know. I think as long as they're interoperable, because you should be able to take any of those little hammerheads and put them on, attach them to something else.
Well, you're not going to be putting pieces of this onto the Millennium Falcon.
Why not?
Because that's another specifically, the parts for that are specifically built for that kit.
Yeah, because, it's,
I think it's kind of cheating when you have pre-built pieces for that thing. It's like, well, okay, now I can't really use them on anything else, like you said. That's just, that's how I feel. I'm a Lego
Thank you
classic,
for poo-pooing on this cool little project.
Go away, crabby old man.
Yeah.
I'm working on I'm getting older every year, and I'm working on that.
You're working on it, okay.
Parts are being taken out of me, and things are being added to me to make me functional for the rest of my life.
Hey, he's turning into Vader.
In a way, yes, we could go there.
Yeah.
All right, let's give a shout out to the chat room. Who do you see in this crazy Facebook room?
It hasn't moved in a while, so I wonder if Facebook's actually screwing with me. But I see Mike Robinson, excuse me. There's no N in
Clinton
there.
Alvord.
Clinton Alvord. I don't see John Miller Jr. He's a regular staple.
He was
here.
around. We had some other people jump in and out. I can't really tell because it's sort of quasi. Yeah. Thanks, Facebook, for whatever you do for us. We're not sure, but there's many people that have been in and out of here. If you want to catch us Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we'd love to have you around. Just subscribe to the Technorama podcast page on Facebook, and you'll get notified there. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we upload that usually Monday morning. You'll get that notification. So thank you very much. Join our page and get notified automatically. We'd love to see you in the live chat and give your snarky comments back at us nearly real time. There is a slight latency from the time we say words to the time they show up online. It's about 10 to 20 seconds. But
no, it's actually our sensor. There's a buffer.
Now that we got Craig in sync, it happens a lot quicker.
Yeah.
We pulled him into this time-space continuum.
It's a timey-wimey thing.
We have a Remember When. Yes, we have a Remember When.
Yes.
So, this isn't exactly the cheerful music you want for this particular segment, but
I don't think these people are going to care.
I don't think so either. But they were pretty fancy. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this elaborate burials are uncovered at 5th century Anglo-Saxon cemetery. Anglo-Saxonists,
No, archaeologists.
There you go. Archaeologists are working in eastern England have discovered a previously unknown Anglo-Saxon cemetery dating back some 1,600 years. At least 20 graves have been uncovered, including many lavish burials belonging to women. The graves were uncovered in a site in Lincolnshire Wolds, a vast range of picturesque hills and swooping valleys, and now they're digging them up. Located 132 miles north of London, England. The graves, of which are at least 20, date back to the 5th and mid-6th centuries AD, according to a University of Sheffield press release. The signs that something of archaeological significance was located at the site appeared when a metal detectorist. Okay, that's a new title I haven't heard before. Uncovered a number of Anglo-Saxon artifacts such as spearheads, parts of iron shields, copper gilt brooches. An archaeological team led by Hugh Wilmot and Katie Hammer from the University of Sheffield came to investigate further. They were joined by Adam Dobney and Lincolnshire Finds liaison officer for the portable antiques scheme. Okay. The words they use here, it's kind of weird. The researchers said practically all of the burials included a rich array of objects, consistent with the funeral customs seen in eastern England during the early centuries after the German migrations. One of the more interesting aspects of the graves was a significant portion of very lavish burials, associated with women buried in Lincolnshire Wolds. The women wore necklaces made from sometimes hundreds of amber glass, rock crystal beads, used personal items such as tweezers. They had tweezers back then. Carried fabric bags held open by elephant ivory rings, and wore exquisitely decorated brooches to fasten to their clothing, said Wilmot in the press release. 2 women even received silver finger rings and a style of silver buckle commonly associated with the Jewish communities in Kent. Furnished burials belonging to males were also identified, including a number buried with weaponry as such as spears and shields and rocks and beer cans. I'm just kidding. So the elephant ivory rings likely came from Saharan Africa, but in the context of the time, they might as well have come from the moon.
It's pretty cool. It shows you that there's still a lot of discoveries left out there. And what we can learn from those cultures, because you don't necessarily think of the people in that area at that time as wealthy or having fancy things like this. Pretty cool.
Or tweezers,
right? What did they tweeze?
Yeah.
Their eyebrows?
Yeah, when they got a splinter, they just lived with it. I thought.
No, get infected and you lose a finger that way.
You die.
Practically, there weren't any antibiotics or even Band-Aids. Mommy, I got a splinter. Oh, I can't wait for Bactine to get invented.
Unfortunately, I watched the movie 6 Million Ways to Die. The West. I watched it, but there was a few funny things in it, and some of it was when they started going. His name escapes me. What's his name?
I don't know.
Family Guy. What's his name? Anyway,
Peter.
Not
Peter
him.
Griffin?
No. I can't believe my mind
Seth
went.
MacFarlane?
Seth MacFarlane. Thank you. Seth MacFarlane his character was kind of going on and on about the things trying to kill you, and he was talking about getting an infection and dying from something simple.
He died of dysentery.
Yes.
All right. Should we give our patrons a big, huge thank you?
Hey, by the way, John Miller Jr. is in the chat room now.
You said what?
He's in the chat room now. Thank you.
Oh, yay. Okay, good. Back to the music. Yes, this is the patron music. Thank you very much to our patrons who contribute via Patreon. You can go over to patreon.com/Technorama Podcast and be a part of this show. Contribute like so many of our other wonderful, wonderful people have, like Kyle Nishioka, who is probably going to cringe a little bit when we get to our Song Masher this week.
Yeah. Right. Oh, no.
We have Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Mike Wills, Megapodtastic, Night Gig Studios, Gary Lindros, John Clifford, Leon, John Noble.
Whoa. No, that's not the same one.
Yes, that's our John Noble. Chris MC, Alexis Duran, Saturday Morning Media, a.k.a. Grant Pachoco, which I'm going through the latest round of Mystery Science Theater this week.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Those are fun. Still fun.
Yeah.
Still fun. Steve Therian, Jorga Schrauen, John Miller Jr., Amber Elstad, and still our latest donor, Harold McKinstry. Thank you very much to all of you. And
feel like you're surprised or something?
No, I'm waiting for another one to show up.
I thought you were going to say, still, Harold.
Come to the party. There's still room. Yeah. We'd love to add your name to this list. Just go to patreon.com/Technorama Podcast for as little as $1 a show. And you only contribute when we produce, and you get special content that's available to nobody else. We've had some deep, insightful, random thought conversations that you are missing out on. It's
deep, I wouldn't use the word deep.
Deep like as in black abyss ocean deep.
like my eyes.
Okay. Thanks, Rasputin. We'll go with that. So, we encourage you. We implore you. We thank you very much. I'm going to fade out. All right. Back to the... we now join our podcast already in progress. Where were we? The media corner? We were in the media corner.
Welcome to Blockhead Video.
Thanks.
Hey, where can I find some good information about music and TV and videos and things? Over here, in the media corner.
This popcorn is stale.
Go back to the concession stand.
It's from like 2006.
Yeah.
This promo is stale. All right. Whose turn was it? we had you did the elaborate burial, so it's my turn to talk about the Star Wars Galaxy film animations. Woohoo! Yes. They've been turned into animated shorts, not the kind you wear at the beach.
The kind I'm wearing now.
I would love to have some animated shorts. Star Wars fans who have kids that aren't quite ready to sit down for multiple 2-hour movies can rejoice today. Disney has announced Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures, a series of animated YouTube shorts using original dialogue and sounds from the Star Wars films to introduce the franchise to a new generation. Why not? We need all the money we can get. I don't think kids really need to be introduced to Star Wars.
Actually, these are not charged. These are on YouTube.
Right. The first 6 shorts debut November 30th on a brand new Star Wars Kids YouTube channel. And here is the trailer. Okay. Over the years, I've had so many of my friends who are parents tell me how much they wanted to introduce their kids to Star Wars, but didn't feel that their kids were quite ready for the movie. What? Who is saying this? When Julie was like less than a year old, we watched Star Wars together. What's wrong with you people?
Well,
kind of.
I don't know. I kind of waited a little to a point when Harrison was old enough to sit down, not because he wasn't old enough to sit through a 2-hour movie. We did that several times with Pixar and other movies, but
right.
So he could kind of get what was going on. That's
this is a holiday tradition. Come on, people.
Yes. Well, sure.
Okay.
Anyway,
they wanted to go and celebrate the universe they love. This show will hopefully do that by using accessible animation and a very familiar outlet to set up kids not just to see the current movies, but for a little something coming next year. With episode 9 coming in December 2019. Oh, man, we're still a year away from that?
Yes.
And being the conclusion of the Skywalker saga. Really? Oh,
you didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Oh.
The long journey over 40 years of storytelling comes to its end. Galaxy of Adventures walks through the great moments and themes of the stories that led us here and introduce a new generation of them in time for many to see this finale, Wog said. Wog sounds like he could be a character in the movie.
It probably is.
Now, obviously, most of us aren't intended audience for these shorts, but the idea is sound. Carve down these beloved films into easily digestible bites for the YouTube generation, and that could lead them to becoming fans moving ahead. I'll also be very interested to see how or if they handle some of the franchise's darker moments. Ooh, that's a good point.
Like Anakin mowing down the children, the Padawans.
Right. He just walks in, comes out with a sandwich.
Yeah, shaking the blood off his lightsaber.
They won't show that. They'll just do a tighter shot. The first 6 shorts are designated, which implies more are coming, are out November 30th, which has already passed as you listen to this podcast or view it on the internet. So,
and I watched
that's
them.
encouraging.
Did you see them? Have you watched them?
No, I have not had a chance to see that yet.
I like the animation style. It's kind of cool, and it's interesting to see them use the original voices from the actors with the animation here. So I was like, it kind of reminds me of, remember we saw the anime Star Wars thing the other week?
Yes.
This kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And I was like, I could totally watch these movies again in an animated form if they did the whole thing. But I think it's kind of funny to one point, which you already mentioned, was that, okay, so if your kid's not ready to sit down and watch a 2-hour movie, does this really help to give them bite-sized stuff that they can consume in moments?
No.
Yeah, I don't know that it does. And Clinton Alvord says, indoctrination.
Right.
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
All right. Can we do my Song Masher thing now?
Yes, for crying out loud.
Yes, okay. We are in the Geek Library. Where's my Geek Library? Here it is. Why, this could almost work as the background music. This is a suggestion from Crazy Joe Fiore, because I'm doing Christmas songs for the Dog Days of Advent on the Chuck Chat Freestyle podcast. That's my theme. I'm running them through this thing that we've been doing here. So yesterday I prepared up 25 songs. This was not one of them, so I said, why not? Let's put it here. This is the Hawaiian classic favorite, Mele Kalikimaka. Right? Mele Kalikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. So I can't do the tone, so I'm just going to read it, and you can kind of put in the music yourself. The class is something shining in Mele Kalikimaka, Hawaii. It somehow turns from a holiday greeting to a place, and then it becomes a person as this song goes on. I accept the island, palms on the ground. We know he is the Lord and the bright green. He is the sun, day, night, stars. Mele Kalikimaka is a Hawaiian who shows you the Christmas way. The Christmas is something shining in Mele Kalikimaka, Hawaii. I accept the island, palms on the ground. We know he is the Lord and the bright green. Apparently there's a recurring theme here. He is the sun, day, night, stars. Mele Kalikimaka is the Hawaiian who shows you the Christmas way. We know he is the Lord. Let's get to something original here. The class is something shining in Mele Kalikimaka, Hawaii. I accept the island, palms on the ground. We know it's a very repetitive song. And then it gets to the end. He is the sun, day, night, stars. Kalemaka. They even massacred the spelling of this. Is Christmas Eve, so talk. Category, awesome. Very, very, very happy Christmas to you. That's what happens when you take that song and translate it from English to Belarusian, Chinese traditional, Latin, Portuguese, Greek, Galician, Canada, Filipino, that's like a jalapeno. A Filipino, and back to English.
Jalapeno.
So that brings us to the end. Merry Christmas and Mele Kalikimaka to you. We'll have another one for you next week, I presume. I will be doing some traveling, but we'll have time to find some content for this show. And thank you for hanging out with us on Facebook. Thanks for watching on YouTube. The question of the week that we have is, and I'll give you some time to think about this before we release it on the internet, what are some good nerd/geek gift ideas when you're on a budget? Ooh, nicely timed for the holidays, because somebody may need one of these. Could be like a Star Wars keychain,
or the 150 scientific.
The 150 in one. We were talking about that last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Or just a bag of resistors and LEDs. Go nuts, kids.
Hey, by the way, if you're a Patreon, see, you're going to get an extra show this week.
How so?
Because what we talked about last night, we were playing around with the thing.
We recorded on video. Yes.
And I converted it, and I made it an MP3. It was a long process, but this is the kind of stuff I do for you guys.
You made an MP3? I thought we were going to release the video. No?
Oh, you just want to make a video? Oh, I got it. I can do that. Never mind. Forget it.
Whatever you want. We have the video. We have the audio. We were looking at pictures, so the video might help.
Good point.
Anyway. End of show stuff, it says here. Dog Days of Advent. If you're not listening to it's over at dogdaysofpodcasting.com. We have, how many people are doing the Dog Days of Advent this year, Craig?
I've got 10.
All right, so not as big of as a challenge to listen to, but still a considerable challenge for those of us producing. I know you're in it. I'm in it. Who else?
Yep.
I think Jane.
I've got Nutty Nuchis.
Yep. Melissa Bartell. Mike Wills.
Amy Bowen. Hold on, let me go down the list here because it's going to throw me off. So Amy Bowen, Melissa Bartell, Mike Wills, Mark the Encaffeinated One.
Good.
Crazy Joe.
Yes.
Mega Podtastic. You, Chuck Tomasi, Jay Lingagens. I keep never saying his name right. Lingagens, that's right. And Michael Butler, the Rock and Roll Geek.
Awesome.
himself.
Looking forward to hearing a lot of these as we go through that. dogdaysofpodcasting.com. Why is my audio down? Anyway, if you want to get in touch with us, call us on the listener line, 707-530-2428. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and all that other stuff. Just go to chuckchat.com/Technorama, and you'll find the links for all this stuff over there. Hope to see you there, and let's... Whoop. Like a guitar string broke or something. Yeah. What? That takes us to the end of the show. Thank you very much, Craig, for hanging out. Sorry we didn't have any guests here tonight, but...
Thank you, sir.
Ben and Keith are in Mickey Land, or Mickey World, because they had to fly. Usually when they go
our intern didn't show up again.
Our intern is still out sick, and apparently nobody else of the 12 people that are on our little private group have responded. Now, I know some have moved away. Mike Meningay can't make it. He's up in Vegas, so that's understandable.
Not an excuse.
Not an excuse. Come on down. Just drive 6 hours.
Before.
Why not?
Yeah. We've driven it before. Anybody can do it.
Maybe for the pool party next summer. All right. So until next time, thank you very much. Have a good time. Give me that binary high five.
101. Hey, Google, turn off the leg lamp.
Nicely done.
There you go.
All right.
Did you get that on there?
I did. And my little chuckle was the last thing they'll hear. So thank you very much again for hanging out with us on Facebook. It's fun as always. We're going to... Yes?
As soon as I went back to the Facebook Live and I looked and I saw me telling the leg lamp to turn off.
Sure, why not? Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. Nothing is more geekier than sending your opponent to the shadow realm like a few Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. Listen to the latest topic is Trek. It's full of great gift ideas. He is correct. I got to finish listening to that show, though. All right, we're going to kill the cameras, kill the recording, and get on with our Patreon show topic. Ba-doom, boom. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will talk to you soon again. Bye.
See you later. Bye. Have a good one.